What's up, hound dogs? This is Josh from the mtgnoob.com. Running into an RTR 84 draft for today's event. Alright, this is a great pack. Let's see what we got. We got a little Growing Ranks, got a little Soulsworn Spirit, I got a Cackler, Knightly Valor. Cackler works in so many decks, and it's really nice. I think just getting out early is really important. I'm not going to pick it, but Spirit is fine. Knightly Valor, very good. These four cards, Cackler, Spirit, Ranks, and Valor, I think it's early enough to try to get into Populate, but in this set it's pretty difficult. What are we looking to wheel? Maybe an Armory Guard? That's not very good. Maybe the Knightly Valor? That's not going to happen, but we'll just take a Growing Ranks and try to build Populate here. Alright. Well, here we're just going to take the best card, which is the Guildmage. Electromancer's good. Very good. Had a lot of success with that. Common Bond also good, but I think Golgari, we wouldn't even necessarily have to run Selesnya, but probably would. We'll follow a pick here with the Guildmage. Just outright wins games from time to time. Alright, so we're not seeing any Populate at all. So, best card in here is probably Lava Crew. Shambler's okay, it is on color. Beetle's okay. Locust is okay. There's really just a bunch of okay picks in here. It's a Swift Justice. This is kind of a tough pick. I mean, I'm a little bit tempted to take the Beetle. The Locust is decent. It's just expensive. Lava Crew works with a bunch of different stuff. If we're going to stick with this first pick at all, I don't know if we are. Yeah, I guess so. I'm going to take the Beetle and try to keep my curve low. Alright, so what do we have here? Well, we have a Seller, Void Wielder, very good. Hussar Patrol, very good. Golgari Charm, decent. I mean, Seller is not very good, but I think let's go ahead and try to push this Growing Ranks. I'll grab the Seller. We'll just go full out Populate here if we can, and of course we get past nothing. Guildmage is good. I mean, I don't know, it's a toss-up as to which one's the worst, but even at the worst, they're still very good cards. Apparition is fine. Arrestor. Rhino's really good in a Scavenge deck. What's going to help us here? I could just take the Jailbreaker, a big dude. White, it looks pretty open. White, green, we are getting past white and green cards. So maybe the Populate will come. We'll grab a Keening Apparition for now. Alright, what do we get? Another Void Wielder? Wow. Alright. I don't know that I can pass this Void Wielder. I guess the Troll is fine. I'm going to take the Troll and try and stay on color if I can. And this is an awful pack here. Best card in the pack is probably... I don't even know. Dispel, maybe? Are we going to play any of this? I mean, we're probably not going to play this. I'm going to go ahead and take it to continue to cut green, though. So what do we got? A bunch of crappity crap. But at least we got some 2-drops. It's getting kind of like AVR. There are a lot of 2-drops. In AVR, there didn't seem to be that many. But they kind of come at a premium, just like in Avacyn. This format's getting faster and faster, it feels like. Alright, so what do we want here? We really don't have to run the black. Got a Rhino, we've got a Patrol. I mean, Patrol would be my pick if we were going to go Selesnya, but I think I'm just going to stick with it. Giant Growth is actually really good in the format, I think. Big Armory Guard. Not terrible. We could take a Guildgate, but we're going to take the Guard here. Just keep taking dudes, cutting white. Maybe we'll run into some Populate. I don't know how valid this Growing Ranks is at this point. It's kind of the trouble of trying to build off of a first pick in the format. In M13, I feel like building off your first pick was pretty easy, but in this format, it's really not. But I think we're sitting okay. Just not necessarily going to play this card. Alright, so what do we have here? Nothing white. Or black or green, really. I'm not taking an Urban Burgeoning. I think the best card's probably Batterhorn, and that's not saying a lot, so. Okay, what do we get here? We got a Gobbling Ooze. I've never actually played this card in a draft. I think Swift Justice is a little better. We got 6 dudes. Yeah, I'm taking the Swift Justice over that card that I've never played. I'll take a Street Sweeper here. I've played this card on occasion. It doesn't really disappoint that bad. I mean, it's slow, but it's not all bad for the Street Sweeper. It's a big old body, and it's colorless. You run into color issues in this format a lot. And what do we get for our troubles? A Heroes Reunion. Alright. Hopefully we'll just open some bomb rare to give us a little more direction. Let's see what we crack here. Drum roll. Long drum roll. We're having difficulty opening the pack, apparently. The pack is difficult to open. Alright, what we open is a Mercurial Chemister. That is a bomb if I've ever seen one. It's such a good card, and requires immediate removal, but we also open Call the Conclave, and sadly that's going to be our pick, because we need to stay with what we've got. Alright, here, it's a really, really good pack. Somebody took the rare out of it, but man, that's good. We got a Decoy, we got a Knightly Valor. Both good. I don't really feel like anything else deserves a lot of consideration in here. And the colors that we're in. I mean, there's a Reveler. That's good too. But I think being tokeny, we're going to want the Knightly Valor. I'm going to go ahead and cut this Sweeper, this card. And maybe we're doing okay. We did end up getting 2 Populate picks in our first 2 here in this pack, which is good. Alright, so what do we see for us here? We got a Street Spasm as the best card. Dramatic Rescue is good. We've also got a Scorpion, no Populate to speak of. So I'm going to just take the Scorpion Song color, and it works for what we're trying to do. Alright, this is actually looking a little better. Lots of good Populate cards in here. Actually, this is difficult to choose from. I really like Selesnya Charm. Grove of the Guardian is absolute beating with any kind of Populate. We have to take that. Eyes in the Skies would be good. We would take another Cellar. These 4 cards are really outstanding, but we'll take the Grove. It works. Alright, we get past a Gift. Actually, Courser's Accord is good. Smiter is the pick. Militant is playable. So, Militant actually can be pretty good in this format, but we'll just definitely take a Smiter. Don't necessarily have to play the black, but I think the black makes us a lot better. I don't know if this Course of Might makes the deck either, just FYI. Alright, we end up scoring a Eyes in the Skies too. Yeah, that's definitely good. Do need to, at some point, look at some removal. We'd have some tricks, but Chemister's out there. I feel like we're looking at a pretty good list here, which is a little bit surprising because we just hung with the Populate that does not always work out. It works out to make a bunch of really bad decks on occasion. Alright, we got another Knightly Valor. We got a Militant, which actually could be pretty good. This is a tough pick. I think I'm just going to take the Valor, though. It does make a token, so have to keep that in mind. Alright, what do we got here? Avenging Arrow would work. Guildgate, we don't really need any of this other stuff, so we'll take an Arrow. It's a poor man's anything, but it works. And what do we get here? Could take a Guard. It does work well with the Knightly Valor, but honestly, Rhino works a lot better. I've had that combo before, and it's pretty sick. Here we'll take a Deviant Glee over the Armory Guard, because the Deviant Glee on the Rhino is also good. Even though we can't give it Trample, it can still be a very effective beater. Alright, a bunch of crap. We'll take a Slaughter Games. What the heck? It's worth like 0.02 of a ticket. Well, would you look at this gift? We get a Cellar. I like third picked that before. Pretty ridiculous. Alright. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. 10, 11 creatures. 12 creature spells. Yeah. Pretty handy. Need to focus on some removal. We are playing black. We also need to focus on some fixing. So we don't get screwed out of this stuff here. But we've got some cards we could definitely cut. Chorus of Might being number one. And Chorus of Might, Avenging Arrow, these are good things to cut. Alright, what do we need here? Well, we've got a Herald, which works really well with our Populate. We have a Judgment, which is good but expensive. We have a Reborn Defenses, which is also good. I think this Reborn Defenses might wheel. Guildgate also might wheel. Judgment would be good. I'm actually just going to take the Herald, though. It's a nice early creature for us to get down and start populating. Alright, what are we looking at here? Well, there's actually quite a few good things, but none of them are in our color. I mean, Splatter Thug, Auger Spree, excellent. I think maybe we just pick a Thrill Kill. I mean, I would like to have a Sundering Growth, but I think we can get that back, so let's take a Thrill Kill. Where has all of our Populate gone? There's a Key Rune that we couldn't use. Dramatic Rescue is going to be good against us, as it is against everyone. I don't really know that I would use this Long Legs. I guess we could just take an Ethereal Armor, but that seems bad. We'll take this Long Legs. May not use it, but we'll take it. Alright, what do we got? We got an Aerial Predation. That's actually decent. Got a Sentry and a Crocodile. I don't know that we need more dudes. I think our dudes are pretty quality. I think here I'm going to take the Aerial Predation over the Croc, even if it is just for the sideboard. Would like to have it. The Imp is actually pretty good. Trestle Troll also very good. Slitherhead possibly playable. We're just going to take the Imp here. I really kind of have grown to like that card a lot. Alright, so the Populate is gone, baby. Take a Hussar Patrol. Just cut it. So Electromancers are so deadly going around late like that, but we'll take Sundering Growth as a sideboard option. And I think I'm going to cut Chorus of Might here. We've got some early stuff. Deviant Glee, I don't know. It's really good on the Imp. Decent elsewhere. Long Legs, I don't know. It's kind of late. Alright, what are we looking at here? A late Guild Mage. Guess nobody's in Azorius. It's probably the open guild. Druid's Deliverance might be playable. The Endrick is fine. Play it over an Armory Guard, possibly. It looks pretty good with a Knightly Valor on it. I think I'm just going to take the Deliverance and keep pushing Populate here. Reborn Defenses does wheel. That's going to be a much better card for our actual deck. Treasured Find is okay. I don't know that we would play two Sundering Growths. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just take the Sundering Growth. Alright, we'll cut this Key Rune out. Grab ourselves a Wreckage, just in case somebody wants to sideboard into the worst strategy in the world to beat the Grove. I've seen it done, I've seen it work, but it's very rare. So, I don't know. This deck, I don't know. I just don't know. Alright, Ringleader or Courier. We'll just cut the early drop there. So what do we have in terms of removal? Not a lot. A big old slug. We've got Tricks is what we've got. And an Avenging Arrow that probably has to make the deck, sadly. Alright, you missed an Urban Burgeoning as the last pick, I think. You missed a land. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw in all of our cards that we really actually want to play. Yeah, maybe. We're going to play the Grove, and then we get a lot of white rolling around in here. See, all the white that we drafted goes in. Alright, and then our black, we got Thrill Kill, we got an Imp, possible Deviant Glee. Alright, so we need to cut 2 of these cards. We don't have any fixing either, which is going to be a bother, but, alright, well, we got to cut 1 card. Sorry, 1 card's a land. So, what do we not like? Let's go ahead and separate this out into creature spells and non-creature spells. Bring this down, carry the 1, and I guess Knightly Valor would be considered a non-creature. I don't know, does create 1. Okay, so here we are. Got 14, 15, 16 creature spells, maybe 18 if you count the Knightly Valor, so I think could either get rid of a creature. I guess maybe the Apparition is my choice here. It's kind of a little bit of application, but I don't know that I really need it. I think it's a little bit weaker than an Assassin, definitely than a Guildmage. The Drudge Beetle could actually be useful later. The Imp is handy with our little bit of Scavenge. Really, that's our only Scavenge, isn't it? And the Imp is so much better with Deviant Glee. Got a call. Yeah, I guess the cut might be the Imp or the Beetle. Yeah, I'm actually going to cut the Beetle. It's just a 2/2 guy. Alright, so we've got some sideboard options, which is always good. But I think this is our deck. Looks pretty good. Some decent early creatures. Alright, let's add some land to this bad boy. 5, 5, 6, huh? That actually looks right. I don't really want to go with 4 swamps in this deck. I guess maybe Deviant Glee's a little bit greedy, but I think it could work, so let's go ahead and trot this out and see what happens.